So, systems of equations and equalities. So we're going to solve inequalities in two variables graphically. Solve systems if inequalities in two variables, and then learn basic properties of linear programming, which is just a bunch of calculator stuff. So, graph the solution. So recalling how to graph in your calculator. So in order to graph, we're going to have to make sure that y is by itself. So in order to get this out of our calculator, the first step is to get y by itself. So in the calculator, we're graphing y is greater than or equal to 2 minus 2x. So that's what my y1 is. Let me... my calculator. When you want to do shading on the calculator, you have to change the line. So you see this little blinking right here? That's how you indicate whether it's a regular graph or inequality. If I am greater than, I'm going to click until I see the top corner triangle. That represents greater than. I click one more time. The bottom corner triangle represents less than. And so we have a greater than. So we have y1 is greater than. So I'm going to put it at the top corner, and I'm going to type 2 minus 2x. I'm going to hit graph, and it'll produce it for me. Okay? You just have to be knowledgeable of whether the line is dashed or solid. So in this case, the line is solid, and the reason why it's solid is because it's equal to. Okay? Questions about producing this in the calculator? Okay, on paper, if you're a paper person, you're just going to graph the line as normal, and greater than me. Sorry, y'all. Greater than means you're shading above. Less than means you're shading below. Okay. Next one. So we have x squared plus y is less than 1. So this is what it's going to look like. You have to make sure that you pay attention to this. In the calculator, we're going to have y1 is less than 1 minus x squared. So if we're using the calculator to do it, we're going to go to my calculator. Going to clear it out, and it's less than. So I'm going to click, click, click. So I'll have the less than, and I'm going to type in 1 minus x squared. Hit graph, and ta-da! It produces the graph. But I have to be mindful that it is not a solid curve. It is actually a dashed curve, and that's because it's strictly less than. It doesn't include the values of the curve. It only includes the values less than the curve. Okay? Questions, or do y'all remember this from Algebra 1 on graphing? The problem, I have not done it in the TI 83 though. Okay, so graphing. Now, doing this by hand is way better because you can see the overlapping. However, it can be done also by calculator. You're just going to have to see where it gets darker, and we're going to go through that. So this is our ultimate goal. Your solution is just where they overlap, okay? When you're graphing in the calculator, it's going to shade all areas, but you're going to be looking for the darkest region. So in the calculator, in order for me to graph, I need to make sure y is by itself. Well, this one's good to go. This one is not. So I'm graphing y is going to be greater than or equal to, and that's because I'm going to divide by a -2. 3 minus x divided by -2. Okay? And when you divide by a negative, it flips your inequality. So let me grab my handy dandy calculator. I'm going to go here, clear. My first one is less than, so I'm going to click less than. And it's less than 1/2 x squared. And then my second one is greater than. So greater than. And it's 3 minus x divided by -2. And I'm going to hit graph. I'm going to watch the magic happen. So it's going to graph my first equation, inequality. Then it's going to graph my second one. And as you can see, the space where the horizontal and vertical lines overlap, that is my solution space. So that is my solution space, where the horizontal and vertical lines become friends. Okay, let's do B. So in B, we have 2x plus 3y is less than 6, and we have 3x plus 2y is less than 4. So in order to graph them, I'm going to have to get y by itself. So in this one, y by itself would be y is less than 6 minus 2x divided by 3. And then in this one, I would have y is less than 4 minus 3x divided by 2. And if I was to graph this by hand, I'd see that my y-intercept is at 2, I'm sorry. So that for both of them, so that lets me know automatically that they're going to intersect there. But and then I would use my slope for each one, down 3 over 2, up 2 over 3, to find the slopes and a graph. So you can still use all your skills by hand to graph this, but if you choose to use the calculator, you need to make sure you get your y by itself, pay attention to the inequality symbol, and when you're selecting or drawing, pay attention to whether you're making dashed or solid lines, because these are strictly less than, they are dashed lines. Okay, and that concludes our lesson today.